Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be showing the best OBS settings for you that I have found that work for me as well. Everybody's PC and everybody's internet is different, but I will be showing the best settings that can get you the best possible stream that you can. We're going to dive into the settings tab. So in general, I would always advise people to put on show confirmation dialog when starting stream. So when you have this on, you'll get a pop-up saying, do you want to start streaming? If you don't have this on and you accidentally click the go live button when you don't mean to, you'll be going live. So you always get a pop-up if you do want to go live. For example, if you want to cancel going live, you can. Automatically record when streaming. If you want to record your stream into a VOD and to put on YouTube, you can. And it'll automatically record for you when you start streaming, which is a very good feature. We'll go into the stream tab. I will be focusing on Twitch, but you can do YouTube, Facebook, Restream, Twitter, which no longer works anymore. So we will just be focusing on Twitch. You can connect your account, which is recommended, which you will just sign in as you normally do into Twitch. Use a stream key. So when you use a stream key, it will go to your channel settings, and then you can get your stream key from there, which we won't be doing at the moment. And then we're on to the output tab. So with the output tab, you have simple or advanced. I will mostly be sticking with the advanced because that's what I've been using since I've started Twitch. There is a difference between simple. Simple gives you a lot less options, and it's probably the one that everybody should be using when they first start on OBS, is a simple mode. I'll be sticking with the advanced because it's not too much that's changed. You can do a lot more and a lot deeper dive into advanced settings, so I will run you through them. So in the advanced mode, you have tabs. So you have stream, recording, audio, and buffer bitrate. So with the streaming one, you have an audio track. These are the audio tracks, for example, that you are streaming to. So I would advise always sticking your audio track on one. That's the one that always goes to Twitch, and it will layer up your mic, your game, your music, and whatever other audio settings that you are using. Switch VOD track, if you are playing CCMA music and you are wanting to mute that from a VOD, for example, you would click that and you will use a track that you aren't using. I always probably advise people to probably use the last track that they're not using. So you have a choice of two video encoders. You have your graphics card or X264, which is your CPU. I will be showing both. So you have NVIDIA NVENC X264. That's the only encoder that does streaming, which is X264. It's not ideal. We'll just wait until Twitch gets better encoders. If you are rescaling your output, say for example in a lower quality than 1080p, you would pick 720p. And if you are recording, then you would rescale your output here. So if you're recording quality that you want to YouTube, sorry, not Twitch, to YouTube, then you would take 1080p, and then you would rescale in here to 720p for a lower stream. Rescaling your output in here does, and I will say, does put more performance on your graphics card because it's using an older NVENC encoder. So if you are wanting to record and you want to stream in the best quality, I will do a rescale output in here, and I will just leave it on 1080p. But because, for example, you're wanting a low-end stream because your bitrate can't handle it, then you would come into here and set it to 720. Encoder settings, we're going to set our rate control to CBR. I would not use CQP because CQP is more of a constant quality preset, which is used for recording. So set your rate control to CBR. Bitrate, I will stick it between 6000 to 7500 or the highest you can go. If you're wanting to find out how bitrate works, I will bring out a different video, or I will put a link in the description for you to find out what bitrate you can actually use. Everybody's bitrate and everybody's upload speed is going to be different, but if you are wanting a high quality stream, you can achieve it 6000 to 7500. I'll set myself 7500 because I have fiber internet. Keyframe interval 2, that's what Twitch recommends. Preset, I will just set it to the default when you first load into OBS, which is P5. High quality on the tuning, Low latency and ultra low latency does nothing apart from if you are screen capturing into Discord. So high quality, multi-pass modes, single pass mode I've been told is fine to work with. Profile on high. Look ahead, I would not take. Psychovisual tuning. They do have descriptions for them, so if you click or hover over the question mark, it shows you. Leave psychovisual tuning on. GPU, leave on 0, which is your first GPU, which is the one you're going to have in your computer anyway. Max bleed frames, I'll leave on 2. In the video tab, I went through this a couple of minutes ago, but I will do a more of a deep dive for you. So in the base canvas resolution, that is the canvas of your monitor. If your monitor is 1440p, then it will show 1440p, or it will show 4K monitor. Rescale output, if you're recording and streaming resolution and you want it to be the highest it can be, so it's 1080p. It matters more with your bitrate. So if you are having a lower bitrate than your resolution, then you would choose a lower resolution. That makes sense. It's all a balance. So if you have a higher resolution but a lower bitrate, you have to compensate for having a lower bitrate and a lower resolution to make them work together, if that makes sense. So ideally you want a high bitrate and then your resolution comes second. So always a high bitrate and then your resolution. So if you wanted the max of the max, you will set it to 1080p and you will set your bitrate to 7500. Because the resolutions match each other, there's no downscaling required. But if you are wanting to have, say, 720 and you are wanting to record your recordings in 720 because your system can't handle 1080p recording or whatever you want to do, your downscale filter will be bicubic. Landscos, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to say Landscos for what it is more of an upscale filter that I've seen people say that Landscos is more of an upscale filter. So if you're, for example, I don't know a resolution of 1440p, but if for example you are choosing a 1440p resolution, you would pick Landscos, or you would set to bicubic at 1440p. I'm just going to say to stick it to bicubic for any resolution, because that's normally the default that I would recommend using, which will be bicubic. But we're going to set it to 1080p. So say, for example, you're recording and streaming in 1080p, you will just set it to that. Common FPS value, high motion content, so like first person shooters or racing games, 60. Desktop work or stuff that doesn't involve high motion, just stick it to 30. Most viewers aren't going to tell the difference between 30 or 60 in a live viewing scenario. Advanced, we're going to set process priority to a normal. You probably get away with above normal. I probably wouldn't go with high unless you're on a dual PC. Just stick it to normal and go from there. If you're wanting a little bit more priority for OBS, stick to above normal, which should be okay. Color format, leave it as it is. Color space, Rec 709. Please pick 709. If you are picking 601, please change it to 709. 601 will produce standard definition color space, then high quality. Color space, leave unlimited. Most browsers use a limited color range, so just leave it as default. File name formatting, I would just leave it as this, or if you are wanting to rename your files in OBS and you don't want to do it for later on, then I would say, for example, you're doing the Last of Us series, do an underscore and then put the Last of Us, like that. I don't think you can get away with doing spaces. I think when I did spaces on mine, it corrupted recording, so I would just do an underscore at the end of SS and then do the Last of Us. That's how I do it. Automatically remux to MP4. So if you are, I will quickly show you in the recording tab. I did forget to do this. So in recording settings, if you are recording your streams, for example, you'll set your recording path to wherever your video that you're wanting to go will go there in the recording path. Recording format, MKV, I would pick that. if you lose power to your PC and your PC crashes, for example, then you will lose the recording if you set it to MP4, which most people do. I would advise setting it to MKV. MKV will stop the recording as soon as your PC crashes and will not corrupt. Make sure you do that. If you are using your hardware encoder for recording, please do that. I'm not even going to touch a H.264. I wouldn't recommend anyone using that. Look at the NVENC, and then in the encoder settings, change it from CBR to constant quality preset. Change the level to around 18 if you're wanting high quality and not using much of a file size. Most people stick it to 20. I found it to work pretty well. Keyframe interval, pick 1. That is the keyframe on where you would go in a timeline. So say for example you're editing, you would edit it the smoothest and the playback will be a lot quicker if you set it to 1 second. We can't go any lower than 1 second. If we did, the playback will be a lot better, but stick it to 1. Preset, I'll go P5 again. This is default. If you're wanting to get better quality, then you can, but the CQP preset level will just be fine. I'd stick it to 20, pick it to P5, will be fine. High quality for that. Single pass on the multi-pass mode. Profile, leave it on main, and then circle feature tuning, leave on. GPU, leave on 0. Max B frame, leave on 2. And then that is it. That's everything that we're going to cover. If you want me to go through more of a deeper dive into more of the output tab or the video tab or any recording settings, please let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.